Okay, so I'm gonna have to push these seats in because I'm gonna have to be walking around for this video. I don't need you over here. You can, where should I put you? Yeah, over here. Okay, so what is going on, guys? So today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. Today, we're gonna be talking about 10 reasons. Sorry, I only have 5 fingers here. I'm using one for holding the phone, but yeah. Here are 10 reasons why tarantulas make awesome pets and why you should get one. So without any further ado, I don't want to keep you guys waiting. Let's get straight into the 10 things why tarantulas make awesome pets.
Number 1.
They can potentially live super long, like they can even outlive your dogs. Now let's take an example. Okay, this is called the Ophonopelma chalcodes, also known as the Arizona blonde. This particular girl over here, she's been living for about 10 years because when I got her, she was already a fully grown adult and she was already about 5-6 years old. So yeah, and these guys, I mean the girls, okay, don't get me wrong over here, males only live, an average male tarantulas, depending on the species, they live on average about 2 to 3 years, maybe 5 years for the Grammostola pulchra. There are exceptions, but females on the other hand, like for example this Ophonopelma chalcodes, they can live upwards to 20 years, 25 years, even pushing 30 years, which is not even my age yet. If you want a long-term companion, well, tarantulas are the way to go. But I mean, of course, they're not like your dog companion where you can play with them and all, which is going to be in another point. These guys are just for display pretty much. So yeah, the first reason is if you want a long-term pet, because obviously we don't like pets who die really quickly, right? Get a tarantula, a female tarantula. But don't get me wrong, there are some female tarantulas like the Neoholothelli insae. Smaller species, they only live about 7 years, but hey, that's still not too bad, right?
Number 2.
They are very, very low maintenance pets. Okay, now, as you can see over here, tarantulas, you can have as many as you want, depending on, of course, your own like personal preference, and they don't require a lot of maintenance. So let's say, for example, you have a, let's see my Ophonopelma simani over here. Now, a tarantula like this, all you gotta do is set up the enclosure, which doesn't even have to be like with all the backgrounds and stuff like this. You can even put a tarantula in something like this, a shoebox enclosure, but it will be preferable if you put a hide in for them to go and hide. But this would even do perfectly fine for a tarantula. Just a box, some dirt, and a water dish, and you are good to go. And all you gotta do is maybe every, I don't know, couple of days or something, change out the water dish, take it out, give it a nice rinse, and put new water, plop it back into the enclosure, and you're all done. The other thing is, well, of course, feeding. It's super easy to feed them. Basically, you just get, depending what you want to feed them, they eat crickets, they eat superworms, they eat roaches. I feed mine roaches. These are Turkestan roaches, so it is very, very easy because you only need to feed them. Go there, roach. Go there. Hey, no, you're not coming out. Go on. Oh no, come on, eat it. Eat it. Oh, she's not hungry. Let me try to feed another one. Okay, so here is my Nandu carapoensis, also known as the Brazilian red. This one should eat for us. Alright, so as you can see, tarantulas, very, very easy to feed them. Just throw in an insect. Of course, it's preferable if you use a pair of tongs, forceps, or whatever you want to call them. But just for demonstration, I used my hand. Just don't do that because you can get bit and that's not very nice. And the thing is, the good thing is, you only feed them like once a week. Like even the most frequent, once a week. You can feed them once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. Adults can even eat once every month with bigger prey, of course. And they will live healthy as ever. So very, very low maintenance animals, which is awesome.
Number 3
is there are so many different species of tarantulas. Like seriously, I don't think there isn't a tarantula that will suit everyone. Like for example, you have the Brazilian white knee, which is black, reddish hairs, black and white legs. You have the Bumba cabocla, which is the Brazilian redhead, which has a reddish head, a rustic reddish head, and a black body. Cericopelma Santa Catalina, which looks very, very rustic, which when I open this, it's gonna go in. I haven't even opened it, but yeah, you saw it. You have a smaller species of tarantula, which is the Dolichothelli diamantinensis. Look at the colors. You have blue, you have turquoise, you have red, you have purple. That's just awesome. Not to mention one of my most beautiful tarantulas over here, the green bottle blue. I mean, come on, tell me you can't fall in love with this one. If you want a full orange tarantula, you have the OBT, which is over here, which is not recommended for beginners, but well, I'm showing you all the different tarantulas, and from small to big. This is my biggest one over here, Lastiodora parahybana, Brazilian salmon pink bird eater. Like, you get my point. There are so many different species of tarantulas. Like even this one, a Phonopelma bicoloratum. Look at that beauty. And then a Thrixopelma occurdi. Check that out. Yo, you can never go wrong with how tarantulas look like, because there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different species of tarantulas. And guess what? Not all have been discovered yet, so yeah, bear that in mind. New tarantulas coming in the future when they get discovered, so that is why they're awesome. There's so many different kind of species of tarantulas out there. You know what, this video is really like super long, so I will cut this series into 2 parts. So there will be a 5 reasons why tarantula are good, part 1, and then another one, part 2, which will be in a future video, because I'm only on point number 3. So
Number 4.
is that they are fascinating and attractive. Now bear in mind, guys, all these info that I'm telling you guys, it's not in particular order, but yeah, come on guys, a gray and golden tarantula, tell me that's not attractive. Like seriously, this is super attractive. In fact, this species over here is the first tarantula species that I've ever had. It's also known as the Chaco goldeni Grammostola pulchripes. Now I've already mentioned previously that there are so many different kinds of species and colors and all, which also is the point why they are so attractive. Like, I mean, seriously guys, there are literally so many different kinds of tarantulas. You want a rustic one, here is the Grammostola porteri, common rosehair. You want a slightly purplish one, this is the Pamphobeteus platyoma. Check out those legs. Hey dude. So yeah, you guys get my point. There are literally so many. Oh, this one's rarely out. This is my Nandu Colorato velocis, the Brazilian black and white. I mean, it's not black and white, but that's what they're called. So yeah, check that out. Super rustic looking tarantula. I want to show you one more that is rarely out, which is my Nandu tripapi. Look at that, a very rustic looking tarantula as well. So yeah, you guys get what I mean. They are so attractive. Now they're also fascinating because one thing, the main thing why I keep tarantulas is because of how they feed, which I've already shown you. Let me show you with a bigger roach. Alright, so in here is my dubia roach bin. It may not look like a lot, but they're all in the egg crates. So usually I get a roach over here, and like I mentioned previously, it's preferable if you use a pair of tongs. This is one of my most aggressive tarantulas over here. The purple one that you just saw, this is my Pamphobeteus platyoma, also known as the Brazilian pink bloom. I don't know why they didn't call them Brazilian purple bloom, but okay. So this is why they're fascinating. Look at this. When I drop the roach in, oh, look at that. You're not gonna get a takedown like that from any other animal. Like seriously guys, trust me, you're not. So that is one reason why tarantulas are so fascinating. And also, not to mention how they build their webs. If you guys get to see that, then yo, you're in for a treat, because how they build their webs with their spinnerets, which if you guys don't know, it's something at the back of their butt over there. It's super fascinating, especially when you get a GBB, like a green bottle blue like this. See how it webs the enclosure? If you're able to see it webbing up, that will be so cool. Like you can see the process of it. Yo, you're in for a treat.
Number 5.
Is that they don't require a lot of space. Now, I know, I understand a lot of people that are watching, you guys live in apartments and like flats. College students, you get your dorms. So tarantula may be the perfect pet for you because, hey, look at this. This enclosure is just a 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot enclosure. That's basically it. Let me show you my biggest tarantula. Oh yeah, by the way, I mentioned my parahybana just now was the biggest. No, she's the second biggest. My biggest is my Goliath bird eater, which is also known as Death Nugget. I rehoused her in the enclosure down here, but I didn't film it. I don't know, I just wanted to do it really quickly. So yeah, this right here is my biggest, currently my biggest tarantula. It is a matured male, which is sad because he doesn't have long to live anymore. But I mean, look at that. This enclosure, it is the perfect size for this guy over here. Look at that, super big guy, super fascinating guy, and that is it. I mean, 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot is as big as one tile, guys. One tile is 1 foot by 1 foot. Like seriously, you can't take up one tile space for your room. Nah, don't tell me that. So yeah, tarantulas, I mean, if you get a smaller species like this Dolichothel diamantinensis, yo, this guy's previous enclosure was this thing. Yeah, look at that, how small it is. I mean, come on, don't tell me you can't just like plop this in your room on your table. And yeah, look at that, it's like the perfect size for any small room. And there are so many ways that you can house tarantulas. I mean, I'll do that in another video, but these are just, oh, hello, what you doing? But yeah, these are just basically for display. That is why I made them like with all the decorations and stuff. But you don't even have to do stuff like this. You can just, like I mentioned just now with the one down there, just dirt, water dish, a hide, and you are good to go. So yeah, guys, you cannot go wrong with these tarantula enclosures. Just do whatever you want, and as long as they have those 3 things, you're good to go. So yeah, guys, I guess that will be it for today's part 1. I will be doing a part 2 because the time is already pretty long, and you know, when I do a part 2, it'll be double the time, which is not very ideal. You guys will probably get bored already. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. If you liked it, found it helpful, found it informative, thumbs this video up. If you didn't like it, or you just don't like it, or you're a hater or something, just kidding, you're free to thumbs this video down. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and yada yada yada. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, stay safe. If you guys have any other suggestions or reasons as to why tarantulas make good pets, you know, comment down below. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Peace.